birthday card. So I'm starting off with a card blank that measures 10 by 7 and scored at 5. So we're going to use our trimmer. And I've showed you, well, actually, before I'm going to do that, I'm going to stick a verse inside. So I want it on that side, so I'll just stick that first. I'm just picked a simple one from Mail today, and it's just Celebrate Your Day. So just gonna put that on there. Celebrate your day. There we go. Simple. Okay, I'll put that out of the way and I'll get rid of my ink pad. Although, actually, having said that, I think we will stamp some little pigs, I think. So I'm going to stamp some pigs just in grey. So I'm just using basic grey. So we'll stamp silhouette of some pigs at the bottom here. Just simple, like that. And they always say you should ground it. Now, I'm going to use just a bit of Bermuda Bay to just kind of ground them. There, just simple. Very simple. I've just used a crayon and it just makes it effective. So I'm using On the Farm. I have the DSP and the stamp set, and I think it's a brilliant stamp set. Loved all the things in it. So I'm just going to make sure that that's dry. So we'll put it on one side and we'll bring in what we're going to do for the front. So I'm going to tell you what colour that is because I don't know. Where's my... I don't know what I have a chart that's got all colours on it. It could be on here somewhere. So I'm just having a look whether it's soft suede. So I'm just gonna, yes it is. It's soft suede, this. Yeah, so soft suede. I've got a piece of soft suede. I just wanted something that was neutral, so it's out of the neutral pack. I think we still do soft suede. I could be wrong. Right, so what I've done is I've cut a piece, and I thought I got my ruler out. I haven't, so I'll tell you what it measures. So it measures 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, and then I wanted to take my DSP, and I'm using scraps. So a good way to scrapbook this. I got a long strip, so I decided I'm going to take this down again 1/4 inch. So I've cut them down to 4 1/2. So what I've done is got these two and decided I needed, that was 6 3/4, so I wanted 6 1/2. So I've just got 3 scraps that would actually measure 6 1/2, and I've cut it in half so that I can place that in the middle to break it up, make it more interesting. So that's the way I've done it. So it's 4 1/2 across and 6 1/2 down. So if you just wanted to use one sheet of DSP, you could use that, but I've got scraps. Now this happened to be 1 inch, well, it was actually 1 1/16 inches, so that's why I've put them together like this. So that's what I did. I put them together like this, and it measured over the 6 1/2 that I wanted. So I just kept taking a little bit off either side. So these two are not absolutely identical. There's about not quite an eighth of an inch, but it works when they're all together like that. So sometimes when you cut your DSP, you cut it on one side. So I obviously, when I was cutting my DSP, I've cut this side. So I've got some burrs. So I'm just going to use my bone folder to flatten that down and flatten these down on either side. And I'm going to make these are all right, I think. Oh, that might be, well, there might be a little bit there. So just go round each one to make sure that you've not got any problems. Now I'm going to put it on the other side, and to make it easy for yourself, if you just get some double-sided sticky tape. Now I know I've had my double sticky tape somewhere around. I'm making so much at the moment, my craft space is a bit of a mess, to say the least. So I'm trying to find what I've done set all those on it. So I'm going to get some tear and tape and going to put a little bit on. Now I'm just going to pick it up so that I've got some, not helpful, some just on the bottom there. So that means that, well, I've done it that way now, haven't I? So I'm just going to make sure that those absolutely line up, and then I can just do that. I'm going to do the same with the other. So I'm going to get some tear and tape and just stick it so that it's just a bit stuck on one side. And I'm not even done that halfway. Whoops. It's that way around I want it, I think. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. And I'm just going to make sure that I've got that lined up either way, and then just press that down. Now that will hold together now, so we can take this off, and this will hold better together as one sheet now to be able to do it. Another way of doing this card, you could do just your 4.5 by 6.5 and put it on, and then just put a strip of DSP going across at the 4.5 width. That's just about an inch, and you can decide whether it goes central or a little bit lower or a little bit higher, entirely to you. It's no wrong way of doing it, it's just what you prefer. So I'm just going to put some glue on here now. Now what I will do is, where the tear and tape is, I'm deliberately putting glue over that so that can give me wiggle room, so it's not going to get in my way when I am sticking this down. So I want to have, whoops, equal increments either side. Oh, that's come off my my Stampin' Scrub. So I'm gonna go for equal increments, so with them being together now, that is very helpful, because I can see if I'm getting that right or not, and I'm happy. Yeah, happy. I can go to that being done now, and then just going to rub over there to flatten that together nicely. There we go. So that's our card part ready to stick on to our card blank. Now this should have had time to dry now, so I'm going to bring back in my trimmer, going to push my card base against my trimmer, holding the top flush, so I'm pushing, I'm holding the bottom against my bar and I'm pushing, and I'm just going to roughly crease that down. making sure it has gone where I want it to, yeah, and then I'll crease that more, and I can just take that off now and give it a proper burnish on either side, and then you should have your card base level on both sides. Look, so I'm going to open my card to make sure that my verse is facing the right way. That's the important thing. And then I'm going to now put my card layer on top. Okay. Right. Then we're going to make sure we've got equal increment all the way around. Okay. Okay. Okay, is that? Just that's a bit. I'm going to take that off again. Not happy with that, so I'm going to do it again. That's better. Okay, push that on there now like that. Right, now ahead of time I've done this, but I'll talk you through how I did it. So the stylish shapes, I've used the biggest circle, and I've used my Balmy Blue, and I've rubbed it on, and then I've come in. So I rub on my mat, I come in and go all around, and I did about 3/4, so I got that all done, and I kept going over it until I got the depth of colour that I've got now. And then I came in with my garden green, and I came up. I can't see my garden green bush, but I know it's somewhere around. And then it's got these lovely little grass things here. So I just randomly stamped them all on my circle. And ahead of time, I've also cut out from the, I think it's called Well Said, I've cut Happy Birthday. Now I'm going to put my Happy Birthday on first. So I'm just going to do some glue on here, and I'm putting, say, the birthday on first because I want that to be right at the bottom. So if I stick that on, and I've cut that out in the same as my one that's giving me the border, my layer that's giving me the border. So I'm going to stick another Happy Birthday on. And this is great for using up scraps. So doing your Happy Birthday, I used a scrap to do that. So I'm looking now, I've put this, if you can say, it's almost at the edge. So I'm going to look to put it almost at the edge and not give much of a not much of a gap between the two. So got a little narrow gap there and a little narrow gap there, and that's my Happy Birthday. Then I'm going to stick, well, should I say, I'm going to position this to the right hand side, but I'm going to say I want to put my cow on. So I want my cow to be grazing, and I've also got my sheep to be looking at you. And then I've also cut myself out and stamped just in the Balmy Blue. I've cut some clouds that I'm going to stick on there as well. So I think I practically want this now in the center to be able to do this, but I'm just going to stick it slightly off center, just very slightly. So I'm going to glue that on there. So, and I'm gonna see where my cow, I want my cow to graze about there. So I'm position that about there. Okay, and then I'm going to stick my cow on. Now remember, I am trying to keep things flat because of the expense of postage, so you can't be putting too many things up on dimensionals if you want to just use normal second class post, which I do. So my cow's going to be grazing there, and then my sheep is going to be grazing just here. So I think I'm going to have him just about there, and then we're going to have clouds in the sky, so I think I'm going to put one sort of going there, and then I'll have two going off. I want that to my, oops, come on, oops, don't want one yet, I don't want it that way around. I think I'll have that going. I don't want it. I think I'll take it off there. So I'll have them like that, I think. I like it that way around, or that seems to have disappeared, the glue on there. I think I'll put it there, make sure I haven't got any glue that's excess. Just wipe off that's, yeah, there. So I'm keeping that very simple, as I say, because it's a mail card. I'm not making it fancy in any way. I'm I think that's nice just on its own, and your band going across just gives it that little bit something extra. So I think that's nice. I have got some black dots, but the black dots are a bit high. So I've kind of got some faux glass bonds, but I don't even want to stick those on. No, I'm going to do what I said, and I'm going to leave it as nice and simple. Celebrate your day as a mail card. So thank you very much for watching. Do appreciate that you dropped by. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed, and stay safe, stay well. Bye for now.